Hi from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Today I'm here to continue a challenge that I've done on this channel, which is to let a random toy or game determine my day at a theme park. Today I am using a little miniature vending machine, a Gashapon machine, to determine my day at Hollywood Studios. This is probably the weirdest toy challenge that I've done with the most immature looking vending machine that I probably could have purchased, but I'm going to head inside the park now and figure out how I'm doing this, because as of now, I don't exactly know. Today's a good to go day, so I did not need to make a reservation to go to Hollywood Studios today, but I think I'm going right over here. It also poured down rain earlier, so it is incredibly humid right now. So I'm going over here because this is where I did my last challenge. It's sort of a quieter area for me to actually figure this out. So I have not opened this up yet. So I've opened it up and it is a cardboard box with 6 capsules, and it's sort of hard to see in there, but if I turn this, that's how it dispenses the capsules. So what I'm going to do is punch this out, and then I'm going to open these, and I've opened up the capsules, and this is what was inside. Very random little trinkets. So there's a cat, a bear, a dolphin, a frog, a bunny, and a duck. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to close my eyes and then put these back into these capsules, which I'm attempting to randomize by shuffling up the capsules in my bag, and then I will put a toy into the capsule, shuffle them up in my bag, and then put them back into my dispenser Gashapon machine. So the toys are in the capsules, which have been shuffled up in the bag, and now I can put them back into my little Gashapon machine here. And then I think I can still shuffle up the Gashapon to maybe a little bit. So that's not all. I also have my handy dandy memo book, and what I'm going to do is associate a color of the capsule to an activity and then a specific aspect of that activity with whichever animal I get out of that capsule. So this is what I decided. If I get a pink capsule, I'll ride an attraction. If I get a purple capsule, I'll see a show or meet a character. If I get a green capsule, I'll eat food. If I get a blue capsule, I'll drink a beverage. And then depending on what animal that I get, if I get a dolphin, it'll be nearest, bunny will be farthest, cat will be cheap/short, depending on what capsule that I get. Frog will be expensive/long, depending on what capsule that I get. Bear will be like, and then duck will be dislike. So this is going to make much more sense once I dispense my first egg, which I just got. It is a green egg, so I'm eating food, and it's the dolphin. So I'm going to eat the nearest food. The nearest food would technically be right over here. I was thinking about something savory, which I don't know if they have savory. Yeah, so here they just have pretty much sweet options. They have chips and cookies and ice cream. I don't think that I'm going to be getting something from here. There's also Starbucks, which has pastries. So I'm just going to start walking into Hollywood Studios and just see what I think constitutes food. There's the Hollywood and Vine restaurant and 50s Primetime Cafe over here, but I'm not doing sit down. Some of the restaurants are closed right now because it is after 5 o'clock. A lot of places are just food booths. I think I'm gonna go over here down Sunset. And if I settle for any of the food booths, it would just be popcorn or pretzels. I'm gonna go, I think, to Rosie's. According to the app, Rosie's is the closest location anyway to put in a mobile order. The food options do look a little bit lame. These drinks look awesome, but there's just hot dogs and hamburgers and chicken tenders. All right, I put in my order and I'm waiting for it to be ready. I decided to get something a little bit boring, but I do have another food capsule, and my order is pretty much ready immediately because I got something really simple. I'm going to get one of these later, I think. And there they are. I got the fries. Just need to try to find a place to eat them. Fairfax Fair has always had really interesting stuff that I wish that I could get, but this was the nearest. I'm gonna go back over here. I sat back here last time, I think, too, doing another challenge. So these are the buffalo fries. Ranch seasoned french fries drizzled with buffalo ranch sauce and blue cheese dressing. I'll eat that really fast, just right over here. So I have my Gashapon machine back out. Trying to shake this up a little bit, but it can be a little bit weird with how it catches. Did I get one? Oh my god. I got one. So it's a pink capsule. So pink is ride an attraction, and I got the cats. So ride the ride with the shortest wait time. And that attraction is going to be Star Tours, posting a 5-minute wait. These challenges involve so much setup, but once I finally start to do it, then it really starts to move. I don't have a lot of time before Hollywood Studios closes, so I want to try to make the most of it. I want to do every single capsule, which I do think is a realistic expectation. This shouldn't take too long. Whether or not that was actually the closest food, I don't know. That's up for discretion, probably. It would have been the closest from the front of the park if I had just done mobile ordering, which is what I ended up doing from like around here, and then just not really wanted to get like a pretzel or popcorn. It's probably on me for not being a little bit more specific. And then limited options because I'm getting here sort of close to the end of the day. Like I didn't specify getting a snack versus an entire meal versus a dessert, so I'm just sort of, I guess, interpreting that how I want to. But what I cannot interpret is what has the lowest wait time, because that is definitely Star Tours. I wouldn't hate coming back over here to the Backlot Express. This is one of my favorite Hollywood Studios restaurants to actually get dinner. I would consider the fries, sort of like a snack. All right, Star Tours is a 10-minute wait now, but I'm getting into the standby line now. This is definitely a walk-on though. It's always cool to turn around to look at the back of this AT-AT and the extended queue, which I have never waited in. See how crowded this line is right now. I should be able to just walk straight into the Star Tours. What is this, spaceship? This is a transport vehicle, I guess. The Star Speeder, that's what this is.
Now see what you've done. We'll lose our jobs for sure.
It'd be cool to be the Rebel Spy, too. It's been a long time since I think that I've ever even gotten to do that. Okay, the line stops here, so there's a little bit of a line. All right, I'm gonna be in the front row on Star Tours.
I am not the captain. I am C-3PO.
201, cleared for takeoff. Contact departure on frequency 429er.
Wait! R2-D2, I am not programmed to fly these things. Now just turn us around this instant before we get into trouble. I knew it!
Stop right there. You are no match for the power of the dark side.
Someone could get hurt! Run, Steve Dalton! Now!
SD-1401, welcome back.
We will be landing shortly. I do hope you have enjoyed your flight and watch out!
Hey, that's my ship. You've got a lot of explaining to do.
On behalf of staff, thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on another flight soon.
Okay, just got off of Star Tours. Star Tours isn't my favorite attraction, but it's fun to do every now and then. It took a little bit to get loaded on that, so I'm running a little bit low on time. I'm trying to check this up a little bit, but I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. The one come down? Yes. Okay. It's purple. I didn't choose the best place to do this over here, but purple is a show or character. And this is the bunny. So the farthest show or character away from where I am right now. So what I'm gonna have to do is go into Galaxy's Edge. I checked the app and I'm pretty positive that every single show and character have concluded for the day, with the exception maybe of the Star Wars characters. Muppets is also a show, but that's right here. It's not really the farthest show away from me. Fantasmic would be the farthest show away from me, so I might try to do that, but just not right now. There's only one Fantasmic tonight though, and that is in an hour. So according to the app, about 15 minutes ago, the Star Wars characters came out for their very final set of the day, so it's extremely probable that I missed it. I think that I'm going to accept that I'm not seeing the Star Wars characters and try to prioritize my next Gashapon capsule, but I'm going over here just in case. I hear them, that's a good sign. There are the stormtroopers right there. So they are roaming around. That's cool. So I saw them and then they left, so I am not going to count that. So I'm just going to do Fantasmic. And try to see where I'm going next. Did it pop one out? It did! I got blue. Keep forgetting to take this out. Blue is drink a beverage. And the bear is like. So drink a beverage that I like. So I'm going to take a chance. I'm getting a drink that I think that I'll like, and I'm going over to the ABC Commissary. I tried to see if I could get it over at Docking Bay 7, but I don't think that I can. So I do still want to do Fantasmic, which is in an hour, and I still have to ride a ride before that. Which if I get to ride a ride with a long wait time, then that will probably destroy my time. The sunset in Galaxy's Edge, though, is beautiful, just the way that it's hitting the one of these mountains. So we'll see if I come back to Toy Story Land, but with Fantasmic only having one show tonight, like it's so popular and busy. It would have been ideal to come here a little bit earlier to do some sort of a show or character that was actually here that I've been wanting to do for a while, but they all conclude at like 5 p.m. I am picking up my drink at ABC Commissary. It was at Rosie's All-American Cafe, but this is closer and my order's ready, so I'm going inside to pick it up and figure out where I'm going next. So I got inside barely in time. They just closed and I picked up my drink over here. I do not come inside the ABC Commissary like ever. I was going to sit down, but I need to figure out what I'm doing next because again, I do not have a lot of time and I could probably bring this in line with me if I do get in line for a ride. So I'm going to go over here to one of these tables. So this is going to be my next to last Gashapon. I tried to shake it up a little bit. I think one fell down. Oh, they both fell down. But this one was first. Green is eat food. And what food am I eating? I'm eating an expensive food. What is an expensive food? I haven't even tried my drink yet. So I've been looking on the app, and from what I can tell, the most expensive item that I could purchase that is a quick service item is this Batuan beef and crispy tapado at Docking Bay 7 for $18.99. So I'm going back to Star Wars Land to Galaxy's Edge. And this works out great with my Star Wars drink that I still have yet to try. So this should work out well. I'm going to try to eat as quick as I can and then go ride a ride and then go see Fantasmic. Look at that, I did not think that I was going to be coming back this way. And here I am, heading back into Star Wars. After tax, the total for my meal ended up being over $20 for one quick service entree, which this is great. I was hoping that I would have a little bit more of a substantial meal after my snack earlier. That's what I'm going to call those fries, but more of a snack. I wasted a little bit of time trying to come over here to see the First Order show with the Stormtroopers, but I don't know if I could have seen them, maybe gotten a selfie with them, that would have, I think, worked, but I'm still going to see Fantasmic, unless I don't make it over there until 5 minutes before the show starts, in which case it's probably not going to happen. I'll be in the standing room only. This keeps turning off. But I'm back over at Docking Bay 7 to get my dinner, and I do forget what the last sort of activity to go along with riding the ride that I need to finish up the night to go over to Fantasmic it's going to be, so that'll be a fun surprise. Okay, I got my food and I'm heading outside to eat this so I can finally finish my challenge. I'll sit like right over here, I guess, way over in the corner. So this is what I got from Docking Bay 7. This is the Batuan beef and crispy tapado, smoky beef braised in tamarind sauce, served with harvest vegetables. I got the herbed yuca and stir-fry vegetables. I'm gonna try this in just a second, but I wanted to officially conclude my challenge with my final little capsule from my Gashapon. So this is pink. Pink, I am riding an attraction. The last one was the, what did I do for the last one? The frog. This is the duck. Dislike. So I am riding an attraction that I dislike. So this is the Sith Lord libation that you can either get with alcohol in it, or you can get it sort of as like a mocktail. I ended up just getting it as a mocktail. So this is cherry limeade with a Darth Vader lightsaber swizzle stick. So I could have gotten that with bourbon. There was also the Chosen One cooler with tequila. Yeah, so there's the Chosen One cooler. That's like the one with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, that's blue, and then this is the Sith Lord libation. So the Chosen One cooler came with tequila, and then the Sith Lord libation came with bourbon. Was that confusing? And this is cool, dude. So I only have half an hour left. What the heck, there's Rey right over there. I could have met Rey as my character. I did not know the Rey was still roaming around. So I ended up coming back inside to get a to-go box for my food because I'm going to bring this with me hopefully to Fantasmic because I don't have time for anything and I still need to ride an attraction that I dislike, which I think is unfortunately probably going to be over in Toy Story Land. I don't really dislike any rides here. There are rides that I prefer doing over other rides, but the ride that I'm going to say that I dislike is unfortunately Toy Story Mania because it's just really stressful. I actually waited sort of a long time for it last time and it kind of peeved me off. I think I spent a little bit too much time trying to start this challenge at the beginning of my night, but I've committed to it now, and if I do this, then that's good. It would have been sort of easy to do Aliens Whirling Saucers because it's a pretty quick wait. Right now I think it's like 10 minutes, but I actually do like Aliens Whirling Saucers. It is fun. So Toy Story Mania, it is. It probably would have been Star Tours, but I already did that. And I do not see an outdoor queue for Toy Story Mania, so that's a good sign. And Toy Story Mania is a 15-minute wait. I do have to finish my drink by the time that I make it into the building, but that should be plenty of time. I waited in pretty much this entire outdoor queue last time, and that sort of stunk. It is so close to being dark right now. Dusk or nighttime in Toy Story Land is just beautiful. Yeah, this is very different from the last time that I did this. I hope that I can pretty much just walk right onto the ride. Looks like Mr. Potato Head is asleep for the night. This is sort of funny. So if I can do this ride in just a few minutes, I can make it over to Fantasmic, and then I can watch Fantasmic, and I can eat my dinner, and I will have concluded my challenge, and I'm picking up the glasses right now. Awesome. Yep, I am walking straight onto the ride, just down to the load platform, and then I will have plenty of time, I think, to make it over to Fantasmic. Or even empty vehicles. Your best in vehicles, 0. I think I can do better than that. I hope. Fantasmic starts in less than 15 minutes, so I should be okay. Yay! 177,300 points. Sort of a fun detail out there. The Grimm's Fairy Tales book, because a lot of the Disney fairy tales are based on the Grimm's Fairy Tale stories. But hey, I rode a ride that I kind of dislike, depending on the wait time. So Fantasmic starts in 10 minutes. Will I make it in time? I think so. It depends what... I guess it depends how busy the park is. If the park isn't as busy as I think it is, then I should be able to get at least standing room seat, maybe, like at the very back of the theater, but those are not ideal. I'm going to try to speed walk over to the amphitheater just as fast as I reasonably can walk. See if this works out, because it really did end up being the farthest away show from where I was. The park is still open, but I have 5 minutes to make it over to Fantasmic. This is the crowd waiting for the projection show, which I don't think is very indicative of the crowds. I mean, it can be, but people are going to be watching Fantasmic, I think, if we're watching this. I'm on Sunset now. Am I going to make it? I haven't heard an announcement that they're at capacity or standing room only, so there might be a pretty good chance of me getting to see this and having my dinner. They're making the announcement now. Darn. So I'm turning around to see what I can see of this show. This is the wonderful world of animation, and this is still a show. This honestly does work out. I don't know why I didn't think about this.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. That it was all started by a mouse.
Thanks, everybody! It sure has been a whole lot of fun, but trust me, it's only the beginning. See you real soon!
Yay! So that might have actually been the decision to make, to try to get out of the park before Fantasmic lets out. This is the crowd exiting the park before Fantasmic lets out, so yeah, I'm gonna say this is a pretty good idea. And more fireworks happening over here too. It's kind of cool. I went to Epcot the other day and I saw the Magic Kingdom fireworks. Now I'm here at Hollywood Studios and now I'm seeing the Epcot fireworks.
Good evening,
What is
everyone.
this?
Thank you for joining us for a day full of action.
The park is
adventure,
closed.
and fun.
I'm leaving, I get it.
This is Hollywood Studios.
There's the finale over at Epcot. And that was my day, determined to buy a miniature Gashapon machine with all of these capsules, a little bitty machine where I use the color and the animal inside of the capsule to decide what I did. And I had a little trouble with the show and character element because I got here so late in the day, but the rides that I rode, the food and drinks that I had, pretty much all determined to buy this Gashapon machine. So this was successful and fun, and especially only being here for just a couple hours. And I know that this is probably the most juvenile and immature version of this that I could have gotten, but it's very cheap and it did exactly what I wanted it to do. So I had fun today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye.